day. My name is Louis Hubble. I'm the chef of Polcari's and Pizzeria Regina. Today we're going to be featuring an artisan chicken breast that we're stuffing with a force meat that we actually make with the chicken and imported mushrooms. We're going to be serving that with a succotash, a New England style succotash, with lima beans, peas, a little bit of New England cranberries, and we're going to be serving that with a savory bread pudding made with fresh herbs. Easy to make, easy to learn. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to take a whole chicken and we're going to debone it. And it's not a difficult thing to do, and it's actually a good skill that everybody should have. It'll help you save money in the long run. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the wings off first, and we're going to save those to make the stock with. The next thing we want to do is take the legs off. And the legs, all you've got to do is feel right where the joint is and let your knife do the work. Follow it along and take the leg off. One leg, right there where the joint is, two legs. Two. What you're left with is basically the carcass of the chicken. You're going to trim a little bit of the excess skin. What you want to do is make sure the skin is nice and tight and there's a line down the middle of the chicken breast. Put it so the pointed end is away from you and follow the line. Just let your knife do the work. Easy, follow the line. Right where the wishbone is, everybody knows, just let the knife follow the bone. Follow the bone, follow the bone. It'll tell you where to cut. All the way till the wing is cut. And now the breast is taken off. That's one side. And do the same thing on the other side. Just let your knife follow the bone all the way around. You can turn it around to make it easier. Let your knife follow the bones around. Nothing to it. Following the bone still. There's the wing. And it's all done. That's two. And then what you're left with is the carcass and the two legs. We're going to save the carcass. We're going to save it for stock. Put it on the side, and then we're going to end up using the legs for the stuffing. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the skin once again is nice and tight and will cover the whole breast. It looks good. To make the stuffing, to make the farce, we're going to end up, the tenderloin is inside the chicken breast. It's right there. We're going to save that on both sides. There's the tenderloin right there. Take it off. Those are done. These are ready. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the meat off the chicken legs. It's done. Take the skin off. Skin off. And then we're just going to take the meat off the leg. And again, all you're going to do is let your knife follow the bone. It tells you where to cut. I leave a little bit of the tendon meat on that chicken leg so we don't end up getting it in the force meat stuffing. We follow it around, follow it around. Okay. What we end up with is the leg meat of the chicken. That's what we're going to use for our stuffing. The force meat, which is kind of a funky name, is basically the grandfather of every meatloaf you've ever had in your life. Every meatball, every meatloaf, it all comes from a farce or from a force meat. And you take the chicken and we'll put it into a food processor and we'll let that food processor blend and blend and blend and blend until the chicken is very finely chopped, almost like a paste. Then we add all our other ingredients to that and we blend it again so the entire thing makes a paste. So what we did in the interest of time is I've made one. I've taken all this, I've put it through our sieve, and what I've done is I've added to it a few things. I've added to it Morel mushrooms, you can get them at the store. They're relatively expensive, but you rehydrate them in water. They have a very powerful taste. Shiitake mushrooms, which we minced, and pankao. And pankao is Japanese breadcrumb. They're a little flakier, they're a little harder, they have a really good flavor, and it makes an excellent stuffing. So what we're going to do, once you made your farce, and this is what it ends up looking like once it's done. It looks like a very pasty meatloaf. What we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken and we're going to take the skin and we're going to pull the skin back off the chicken breast on both sides, all the way up to the wing. So you end up like this. And then we're going to take on each one and we're going to put a good heaping tablespoon of the farce. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. And then, very gently, we're going to make sure the farce goes completely over the chicken breast. Now the good thing about the chicken farce, you're going to end up with more than you need. Once you're done, that chicken farce, you can use it to make chicken meatloaf. You can use it to make chicken meatballs. We're just going to take and we're going to put the skin right back over the chicken breast. And just cover the chicken farce. So you can't even see it. It's almost like a surprise. Trim it so everything looks pretty. And then what you can do all these in advance, and you're going to set it aside, and you're going to wait until you're ready for service, which we're going to cook next. These can be cooked a couple of different ways. In the restaurant, we're going to saute them. You can steam them. They're very nice steamed. You can bake them in the oven. Whatever your favorite way of doing it is the way you do it. Our stuffed chicken is coming out of the oven. Very nice. You can see how the chicken farce is just starting to come out a little bit. Chickens are all done. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to serve it today with a New England succotash, which we made with local New England corn, black-eyed peas, and lima beans. We threw a little bit of dried cranberries in it, very nice, and a savory bread pudding, which is a little unusual because when people think bread pudding, they think sweet. This is not sweet. It's made with herbs and chives and caramelized onions and cheese. It's really, really nice. So what we're going to do first is we've got our plate all set. We're going to slice our chicken to start with. So we'll take one of the chicken breasts. For our purposes, we're just going to do one of them. You can serve, if you're doing it at home, you can serve two, whatever you think is best. I make 3 nice cuts on it, and then I'm going to put it on the plate and lay it out so you can see how the chicken force meat cooked very nicely. Beautiful. Right on the edge. Then I'm going to take our savory bread pudding, which is made with a sourdough bread, so it's a little bit unusual. We'll put that on. Our New England succotash is made with local field corn, which is really, really nice, fresh lima beans and black-eyed peas. We take and we slowly cook all that down with a little bit of shallots and some New England dried cranberries, which are local for us. Really gives it kind of a tart note to it, and also we just throw a little bit of port wine in at the end just to make it nice and sweet. It's really good and it accents with the chicken very well. Just enough for some flavor. And then finally, all those wonderful pan juices, we rendered them down with a little bit of San Marzano tomatoes, and we made a nice sauce with it, which we're just going to put right on it. And that's it. That is our chicken stuffed with chicken farce, our savory bread pudding, and our New England succotash. Enjoy.